What's up, y'all? It's me, Nate Almighty, and I'm back with another Raising Kanan Season 4 Theory and Prediction video. Now, this one is going to be a Hail Mary. But before I explain to y'all this Hail Mary, I want to remind y'all that before it was about to happen, I said Unique was going to link with Phil Russo to destroy the Thomas family. He is currently in the middle of doing that. And I also said that Jukebox would catch her first body while protecting Marvin and saving his life. That happened as well, people. So this Hail Mary is, Jukebox partly became a cop in order to find Rock in Witsec. Now, just because she wasn't mentioned, we have no idea what plans the writers have for Rock in the future, okay? We also know that even though 50 Cent said that they were talking about doing spin-offs for Power pretty early on into Power and OG Power, we don't know how far they got with it, okay? But this makes the whole scene with Kanan telling Ghost, I went to see my mom, it makes you want to go back and revisit that scene. And then when you know that Jukebox changed her name and then became a cop, we also know that she would have access to certain people in certain situations that would make it easier for her to find Rock if Rock wasn't Witsec. So the question is, did she do that? Okay? Another question that we have to ask ourselves is, if she did she even tell Kanan? Because here's the thing, if she would have found Rock, right? And Rock said, yo, don't tell Kanan. She wouldn't tell Kanan. She wouldn't tell Kanan. But then if she did tell Kanan, what would Kanan say, right? Here's the thing. The way things are looking, even though Rock seems poised to end the season on a high note, her reaching whatever high note she's about to have with this new connect is happening too early in the season. That means she's not gonna last. Any season where she ended it up, when she ended the season on top, she was at the bottom at the beginning of the season. So she's scoring way too early at the same time that she's losing, but she's scoring way too early big, okay? We have to ask ourselves, why would Rock even take the deal that leads to her having to cooperate, okay? I feel like there are three major reasons, 3 or 4. The first one is to free Lou from having to remain in the game in any way because of her. The next one is to finally give Kanan what he wants, which is to be free of her in the game so he can live the life that he wants to live. It would be the best way she could be forgiven by Kanan for everything that she done to him, which may include both the disappearances of Crystal and Famous. Also, when you see the dialogue that Joyce Taylor had with Rock in the beginning of episode 4, where she's speaking to her mother about forgiveness. And by the way, didn't you guys notice how everything Rock was saying to Joyce Thomas about the problems she had with Joyce Thomas are the same exact things that she's doing to Kanan now? But being that they had this dialogue, it's telling us that this will be included in the reason why she chooses to just take the deal. And it's not just to save her own ass, okay? She's gonna understand that it's going to be on her, right, to save the family as best she could, if Marvin is even still alive, because there's always the ability for the Italians to find a way to get to him, and let's hope it's Tony Teresi when it happens, right? But what do you guys think? We could also potentially see Rock fake her own death first before going into Witsec, okay? And if that happens, that would make Rock not the first person to fake her death, but she would learn from what Unique did, right? And how being in the shadows makes it easier to move around. So she'll take a note from him and say, okay, I'm gonna fake my death in the South Side so people think I died, but I'm really going to go and be an informant. And if that's the case, was Jukebox the only person who she told and said, take this to your grave? And is that partly why Jukebox decided to become a cop? These are the questions that we have to ask ourselves, right? But do you believe she partly did it in hopes of finding out where Rock was in Witsec? Or did Jukebox never get the power to do so, right? Maybe she never looked for Rock at all. Or did she find Rock and never told Kanan? What if Kanan did find Rock through Jukebox, but they both decided to stay out of each other's way? There are a lot of variables to deal with this situation. What say you all? Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Can't teach that shit, nigga. Come on. That's God gifted. That's touched by an ink. That's on the dome, nigga.